Over many years, I've had the great pleasure and privilege of meeting and recording many colliery workers and their families. And with my very basic recorder, I managed to catch on tape some first-hand reminiscences of a time that, goodness me, now seems to be a far distant past. This is the first of several short films that we're putting together, along with the recordings and the old photographs, to try and give a slight glimpse into what life was like at that time. One of the people I interviewed was William Harris from Bargoed, and I met him in April 1970. And I began by asking him about the time he first started work.
Well, I started underground 1890. January 1890. I worked January, February or March. And the act came into force then that you shouldn't work underground until you was 12. Well, I wasn't 11. There were 17 of us turned back at the drift, Dunloin Drift. We turned back, you know. I went back to school for 12 months. I never went to school much before that, but I went to Bargoed School. I was there 12 months. 1.5 day I missed in the 12 months. I realized that school is easier than working underground.
Wages were always a bone of contention, and there was a constant battle to try and improve income and working conditions. And I asked him how much he earned.
£6 a week. And half of that was going in oil to fill a lamp. That 3 months is only the weekend I seen daylight.
So, after paying for the oil, he was left with about £12 a week by today's money. And it was often the case that young boys were put to work with older men who could teach them the skills of mining.
And I have thought many a time, the man I was working with was a chap by the name of Billy Payne. He weighed should have been about 15 stone. And the coal was only 1'10" thick. So you can guess, as I have tried to guess many times, how the heck he wanted to get in there. It took 3 cartloads to fill a tram. And the tram only weighed 2,200 when it's full.
Working in those narrow seams meant that sometimes they actually couldn't get a tram close to the coal face. So it was the boys' work to drag small carts to fill the larger trams.
It was all bloody scratches. I was always under treatment, elements application.
Its main ingredients were acetic acid and turpentine oil, and its application caused a great sensation of heat, which evidently reduced the perception of pain.
It never got much. 22 bob, 24 bob, some better than others. Now, I got married on June the 1st, 1903. I was talking to them. 84 hours a week for 29 and 6. Now, you tell the teenagers today that, they won't bloody believe you.
That was such a pleasure to listen to that tape recording of William Harris that I made many years ago, back in April 1970, at his home in Bargoed. It was one of many tape recordings that I made across the South Wales coalfield, and indeed other coalfields of Britain. And what really struck me when I went around talking to those miners and their families was the fantastic welcome I used to receive, but also the wonderful memories and reminiscence of a time now which seems to be quite a long distant past. But when they recalled about their working conditions, the money that they earned, their education, their social life, it brought alive so much of what it was like to have been living at the time of the reign of King Coal at the end of the 19th and the beginning of the 20th century. It was such a terrific privilege for me to be welcomed into those homes and to learn so much about that important period in our history. And I was just really thinking and hoping that perhaps maybe some of William Harris's descendants might even see this film. And if they do, I really would love it if you could get in touch. More films like this in the pipeline.